You are now watching The Lee Gersman Show. What album will he review today? Stay tuned and find out.
Hey Charles, how's it going today?
I mean, it's a beautiful day looking at rain, and
that's cool.
In the country of Poland, and as we promised to the Chopin Nation, we would do part 2 of this epic album by Mr. Rubinstein and the Chopin Nocturnes. So this is part 2, right?
Yeah, and I'm very happy that we did it, because even though I had it, I found that when I listened to it on album, sometimes it would skip, and I would be bothered by that. So this is the first time that I was able to hear the whole thing without those skips.
Yeah, and that's a shame too.
Yeah.
I bet it was maddening, because this is spoiler fuckers out there. This is fabulous music if you don't know.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, go listen to Something to Believe In by Poison.
Ew.
And tell me what great is. And I'm going to tell you, fuck off. So we're doing part 2 here. It's Arthur Rubinstein, correct?
Yeah.
That's right, Rubinstein. Yeah, Arthur. Also from Poland.
Yeah.
I mentioned that in the last review. And he thought he sucked as a pianist. Lee, can you believe that?
Huh?
He thought he sucked as a pianist.
He was very humble. And, I can mention a little something about when he met Glenn Gould, the other piano player.
Yeah.
Glenn Gould decided somewhat not so early in his career, but not too late in his career, he decided he was going to stop doing public performances. Because he said that the only benefit that anyone gets from hearing someone play live is to see them get anxious and nervous and feel self-conscious about performing. And he said that's a joy for the audience, but not a joy for the performer. So he decided that it would be better for him to do records. And so when Arthur Rubinstein saw him and they talked, Arthur Rubinstein and his wife said, "We enjoyed your playing so much. You were great in the concert halls, but then you stopped. Why did you stop? Why can't we hear you anymore?" And Glenn Gould just said, "There's always the albums." Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and that reminds me of what John Lennon said about the Beatles breaking up.
Yeah.
When he said, "You have the albums, shut up.
Yeah.
It's not this great tragedy."
Yeah.
And it's true. Great music lives on forever. And,
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Get into it. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll start.
Op 37. Yeah, Op 37.
Yeah.
I'm not technical.
I'm even though
written this time.
Even though they are in opus numbers, I tend to think better if I just think about that this is like the first nocturne from disc 2. And yeah. Anyway, so you can say what you want, the opus numbers, and it does matter if people are going to hear them, but for a review, I did the easy route. Okay. The first one, all right. This is great. Of course, if I try to play it, I couldn't do it justice. But Arthur Rubinstein plays it great, and it's a wonderful piece. What do you think?
Rather light and fair. This number 1 in G, whatever. G. G minor.
Yeah.
And for Chopin, it sounds about the most accessible for him as you can get, which is really wild. He said it would be hard to play. I don't know, because I don't play piano. But, wow. I mean, but now allegedly it's one of his lesser important pieces from some dude named Duval. That was the dude I didn't mention in the first review. Well, he can stuff that up his keister. I like it. But to be fair, it is slightly draggy in parts, but it's still good. It is still good, though.
Yeah. What do you think of number 2?
In G major.
Yeah.
Well, damn, Duval. Yeah, this piece is a bit better than the previous. I guess I have to agree with that, Duval. Now, there's a view out there that Chopin music could be an aphrodisiac. And it comes through here on this one. Sheer and utter brilliance here, and Rubinstein plays it beautifully. Go ahead, Lee.
I put, this shows the humanistic feel a bit with the arpeggios being not quite totally in time, but that's because of the slurs in the 5 and 7 notes that make the listener need to pay attention more. And it does work, but it takes some getting used to, but it's still a great piece. And that's something that I might not have mentioned before, but Chopin purposefully did stuff like that because he did not want music to sound like a metronome. He wanted it to sound like the imperfect rhythm of humanity. Anyway.
Wow.
Now
profoundness.
Huh?
Profoundness. And now we're in Opus 48.
All right, yeah. Number 3, or the third one on the disc, but the first one in Opus 43. Okay. Very cool piece. Sounds somewhat like a lullaby for a fellow who drinks whiskey, but that's a good thing. I always thought Chopin had to be drunk when writing this stuff, and I found out he did drink. So kudos to him, and kudos for this nocturne. What do you think?
Well, this one's considered one of his more well-known pieces. And I suppose in that world, in Lee's world and all the classical peeps world, I wouldn't have known, but to them I suppose it is. I love the left-hand work and the bass notes played on the piano. This one is sparse at points, which allows the music to breathe, but then it builds an intensity. Powerful and sorrowful. This is excellent.
All right. Now for, what do you think of number 4, which is the number 2 in this opus?
Yeah, an F sharp minor. You all need to know what it's in up there.
Yeah.
It's very important. Again, fabulous. I mean, come on. It's almost getting hard to describe it, as this is as brilliant as the rest. Chopin himself said the middle section should be played as if a tyrant commands and the other asks for mercy, which Rubinstein pulls off fabulously. I mean, this is phenomenal, and it's so hard to describe. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, this is an apropos second segment of this opus number, which both pieces fit into quite nicely. And this is a very nice piece that's perhaps one of my favorites. That's another thing that I will say. As much as I did like the first disc, I actually prefer, of the two, this disc. Anyway, the next song, opus whatever it is, number 5. Yeah, Kickabod, you said? Okay. Anyway.
Kickabod.
all right. Well, no. You said what it was. 35 or
55.
55. Okay, I thought that was Kickabod, but anyway. Another great one. This has a different intent, seemingly, because it's in a different opus number, but it still works well with the dynamics of the Nocturnes in general. And I give it a lot of thumbs up. What do you think?
Okay, Okay, well, this one sucks. I mean, who likes beautiful, slow melodies played by an expert at the craft? Only idiots. And there you go. I'm an idiot, Lee. There, haters. You can take that soundbite. I'm an idiot. There you go. I mean, this is like so good. So I must be stupid. I'm running out of adjectives for this fabulous music, really. It's glowing how good this is. It's so good.
All right.
How sweet to be an idiot.
Yeah.
Liking good music.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think of the other one?
Number 2 in E flat major. Again, you gotta know all those notes.
Yeah.
Chopin loved those triplets, I see. The piece opens with one. It makes you close your eyes and just move along to the tune, which is absolutely lovely. Damn, I wish I could play piano. This is perfection.
Well, if you ever have a wash rag and you wipe a piano with it, you could technically play jazz. Anyway, I think this is quite relaxing, and I have to say it could be one of my favorites so far. It's got a nice vibe to it, and I think it hits the humanitarian strings in the right way. All right.
Yeah.
Now for the next one. Opus what?
62.
Okay. Number 7 on the disc. This one has a dreamy quality that I really like, and I can float away in the music. Cool stuff. What do you think?
The two pieces of Opus 62 are considered by some critics as weak and was indicative of a diseased, weakened composer. I suppose. But I'll also state I bet they couldn't dream of writing even a weak Chopin tune, as anything considered weak by him is fabulous. Critics are lame. Sure, I guess this one is a tad bit less interesting, but it's still better than most.
Yeah. And so, it was like a combination of two pieces in one, but I was listening to them both separately. So what do you think of the other part 2? Or did you, or was what you said of both?
No.
Okay.
The critics said about number 1 in D major in Opus 62, and number 2 in E major, which we're doing now.
Yeah.
The last nocturne Chopin composed in his lifetime. This is the last one. More beauty here. And for Chopin, sounds about the most accessible for him as you can get. Now, allegedly, it's one of his lesser importance from some dude named Duval, that fucking guy. Well, he could stuff that again. I like it. To be fair, though, it is slightly dragging in points, but it's still good. And if Chopin was riddled with disease, whichever that was, give the guy a break. Syphilis? Oh, damn, he was getting down. Either way, I like this, though. I still like it. So fuck off, Duval.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luke.
I put this as perhaps the other part of the dreamy nocturne, but with a tad bit more grounded in reality approach. Not too much, but enough to notice, and it's also really great. Now the last piece is like a posthumous piece, which means he wrote it, but it wasn't published during his lifetime. So, anyway, number 9 on the disc. This is considered one of his best nocturnes, and I can see why, because the flow and vibe of it is so great that I would consider it one of his best. What do you think?
Oh, damn, I'm lost. Hold on a minute. I'm really... Oh, I turned the wrong page with my notes. That's why.
All right.
So we're on the last one.
Yeah.
Opus 72, number 1.
Yeah.
Which has a weird title of number 19 in E minor, Opus 72, number 1. Very weird. This is the piece that in the film Tombstone, Doc Holliday plays. This is the first one I've ever heard. And it's absolutely haunting. And this was Chopin's, even though you say it's his last. I don't know. When I read the notes and looked it up, they say this was his first composed.
But I think what I mean is published.
Yeah, they say. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The previous was the last one in his lifetime. This was the first one, maybe published later, but
yeah, when he was
really
maybe young.
Yeah, and it's beyond great. As is this whole album. Chopin forever. Arthur Rubinstein, tremendous pianist. I wish he was here so I could tell him, dude, you could play. Don't beat yourself up so much.
Yeah.
And it makes me inspired to learn piano. I could never play this if Lee Gerstmann has a hard time. I could never play this.
Yeah.
But this is serious music. And thanks, Lee, for taking my advice. Well, not really advice, but request to do some Chopin on the great Lee Gerstmann.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks for doing it, because
right on.
Guys, Chopin, great stuff. And you fuckers out there that like Poison, check this out.
Huh. All right.
You'll go cry about how you don't like good shit. But anyway.
All right. Take care.
I'm going to compare Poison with Chopin.
Yeah, all right.
But you take care too.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.